YouTube. I can't do it like Creepy Crawler. Need to just give up on that. So, hey, Captain 315 here. Thought we'd do like a little channel update, status update, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're out here in the garage the day before Christmas. Got the old barrel stove going. Ooh, and it's hot. Damn. Yeah. Got the oil dripper going up there. I really need to get a selfie stick because I keep having to turn this thing around and try to... You see that? Let's just get to that part of the update. There's Nasty. Nasty Oppie in it now. We're working on fitting that. See if I can keep holding the phone this way. We've got to do some notching on the grill. I don't know what it is about the grill on the Massey Ferguson, but it just gives me like a rod. So we're gonna try to make it look factory. We got all winter to work on this one, so I'm gonna try to actually do a little bit less of a hack job and actually do something pretty. So anyhow, out here in the garage, but something I wanted to show you all if I can switch hands here. Are you ready for this? What the F is that? What is it, Private Pile? It's a Sears Suburban. Now, look, we all have fun, but there is a big, my dad can beat up your dad, pecker measuring contest between the Sears and the Wheel Horse guys. But it's all in good fun. I have nothing against the Sears. My God, they're proven. They are proven. So many guys ride them, and those things are great. I just happen to be one of the Wheel Horse clan. So if you guys know Jason Bear, God, I can't even keep track of him on here. I think he's more of a TikToker and on the groups and stuff. But old Bear wanted to see me on a Sears so bad that he gave me this pretty nice late 60s Suburban as a roller. And since I had Nasty and was building that, finally dragged this thing in, and we went ahead and locked up the 633 in it. And we took the old GX 390 that was in Nasty when I bought it, and we threw it in there. This got some work to go yet. It's Christmas. I can't even afford to put a belt and idler on it. But once Christmas breaks free, maybe people will send me money. I don't know. I'm 48 years old, almost 49. I'd rather have socks and underwear, to be honest with you. So anyhow, we'll get back to that, but decided to take and come out here and work on Nasty. So we went ahead and got this piece made. Like I said, we're gonna try to make this kind of nice and factory looking. Got that, left a little extra so I can roll it like that roll right there. But what we're doing here is we're making another piece because I made that one a little too small. All right, fast forward here a couple hours. Got the grill in nice. Say we're gonna kind of make this, spend a little more time on it, make it look a little bit nicer. But then again, you know, it is a tractor, but I'm gonna try to not do a hack and pack. Got all winter to do this. So we cut it out. We got nice room here for the air to get out. And we also got room for the alternator for adjustment. And that just happened to be the way it came out. What we're going to work on next is the engine itself. Now keep in mind, these Oppies normally sit, at least on the horses and I believe other things, they're such a wide engine. They sit actually outboard and offset here. That presents a problem with your front tires rubbing. When it articulates, you can see that it did on the B1, it would scrub it a little bit. This one, due to the Veradrive, remember Veradrive folks, that Veradrive pulley actually runs outboard about 3 1/4 inches from this frame rail. So I can run the outside of the engine pulley 3 1/4 inches out. It puts the engine damn near dead center in the chassis. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. The problem is I can catch these bolts. If you look down through here, I can run a flat plate right here across with a gusset. Problem on this side is those damn motor mount bolts are right in line with the frame rail. So, okay, hey, happy December 29th. Back out here again. Got a little fire going in the stove. Oh, there's a duck out here too. Huh, all right, anywho. I didn't want to do that take, but I had to keep that in there because, well, farts are funny. Anyhow, all right, let's get back to nasty here and spin this camera around. Yeah, all right. This is what we ended up doing. Took some nice, actually it's 1 3/4 roll cage tubing, and I took cut a couple slices out and stuck them in there and welded from the backside. Yes, I'm going to leave it like that. It's okay. Got it lined up so you can see it sits. I mean, it's almost over the rails. I did kind of bring the engine over this way a little bit since I had to go through all this work anyhow. But it's there. Excuse me. Everything lines up and fits. We cut out and notched, as you can see in the back. We notched. It's hollow up in there. It's going to be welded from the inside. I also want y'all to notice something else. See if I can get the camera straight. This welder, last couple months, has been acting really strange and I haven't been able to figure it out. Well, you know what? Once in a while, if you're going to be hanging your helmet over the regulator, probably check and make sure you didn't bump the knob. So I had very little gas pressure and it was doing stuff like this. I was getting really frustrated. You know, the sign of a bad welder is a good grinder. I like to grind welds off anyhow. But it's amazing what it does when you make a couple adjustments. You can go from bird shit to butter. No, that's butter enough for a tractor. Anyhow, I want to show you folks something on the front end. Oh, and before we go to that, squirrel, you'll see that there's a reason that I actually cut this completely out instead of notching it like so back here. Something cool for your Massey folks. See if I can zoom out a little bit. Massey Ferguson front end sits in a tractor like this. Yeah, it looks like a swept axle, doesn't it? It's a reverse swept axle. Got a big boss here. This is the front of the tractor out here. These axles sit in there backwards. You can see that in my other videos. I want y'all to look at something. Set that down, okay? Back of the tractor is the table. See where those spindles are, right? Look at this. Hi, we just did a 2-inch swept axle and literally just unbolted it and throw it back in place. I was going to plan on doing this and was hoping I was going to gain about 1 inch. I don't want the front end way out. I would rather have the back way out, and I'm trying to maintain that short wheelbase. Anyhow, let's go back to this. Got what we got. If you can see under here, of course, I got the stupid thing in the way. Original axle location is right here. I'm up 1 1/4 inches. I'm going to drop the front end 1 1/4 inches on this thing. They all sit a little high in the front because we're running taller rears, but a lot of us are running a much taller front, and the difference sets the front end up. We're going back to Billy Goat stuff. I want to keep a reasonable wheelbase. We're going to go longer than stock, obviously, as you can see. The rear is going to get stretched, but when it comes back to this front end, I want to get it down. Now, why would you want to lower a tractor that's going to be going through some big rocks and some pretty gnarly stuff? Well, here's my thought. I'm going to build my own spindles, okay? If I build my own spindles, I can put that axle anywhere I want. That drops this whole front axle, okay? Think about it when it's in your tractor, all right? Your axle is where it is, okay? How often do you get hung up right back in here? Not very often, because your tire's right there, right? Well, by lowering it here instead of at the spindles, I'm not dropping the actual front axle itself. And you know what? The axle is going to smack stuff way before this does. We wheelie over it, we go around it, whatever we have to do, okay? So that's the thought. Yes, this could be a hang point back here by me dropping it, but now keep this in mind. I dropped it 1 1/4 inches up here. I'm going 1/3 of the way back. What do we got here? 3/4 of an inch maybe? My God, if 3/4 of an inch is the difference between making it or scraping it, well, I'm just going to wheelie over the damn thing. That's what the Spacey Oppie is for. All right, folks, let's keep going. And just like that, it's January 1st. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope your hangovers are doing well. I'm a seasoned professional. I feel great. Anyhow, we're going to go back with some more updates here. After this quick update on Nasty, we'll probably literally cut after cutting and get this thing sent out so y'all can see what's been happening in Squirrel Acres. By the way, people been asking, they see that in the background. I said, hey, Captain, I didn't know you had a Jeep. That's a nice TJ. Oh, that's Miss Captain's TJ. That's her toy. I have tractors. She has her Jeep. Does she wheel it? No, not really, but she'll run it in the rain. I got to give her props. She's a real Jeeper. She drove a CJ7 through college, ripped top and everything right through the winter with snow on the floor. So she bought this. The first thing she said to me, she said, sell that hard top, get the doors off that damn thing and rip all the carpets out. So she's a real one. That's her Red Baron. Yeah, that's a freaking awesome little machine too. I do enjoy it. All right, let's get back to nasty. What's going on here? Uh-oh. Captain's actually going to stretch a tractor. This will be a first one. You know, when it comes to a lot of things in life, sometimes the more you think about it, the less apt you are to actually do it. Sometimes you just got to send it. For instance, guys bombing hills and stuff. Don't think about it, just go. So that's what we're going to do here. Because I'm not a stretch guy, but it needs to be done on this machine. So we're not going to think about it. We're just going to start cutting. Let's start cutting. Okay, so we got our pieces cut here. Some of you may recognize that. That's the hitch off the Suburban. 1/4-inch plate steel. It's got the perfect radius. Matches Nasty's frame. So what are we doing here? What's this all about? Well, that's just some old flat square stock scrap. I don't know what I'm doing here. I've never cut one before, but I know what the end result has to be. So, because somebody doesn't have only a couple pairs of vice grips and stuff like that, everything's at the good shop, where we actually make money instead of spending it. So, what we're gonna do, we got it blocked here. When I make that final cut, I will be able to, this will keep the frame straight. We know it's gonna be level. We're not gonna have this going on. As far as side to side, we're just gonna have to take measurements and pinpoint it. Be able to put these pieces in here and actually clamp them one at a time. We'll clamp it to here, possibly even tack weld it. We'll get one part welded in, and we'll go to the other side, and then when we slide this back, we should be able to clamp it here and possibly even tack it. Take lots of measurements, measure 78 times, cut once, and still mess it up. All right, that's the plan. All right, we're getting these pieces fit here. Got one in, everything's nice, squared up and everything. And then we'll do a finish weld. It's nice, we actually had a bolt hole right here and a piece of scrap, so I can use that. Get this plate up in there nice. Something I want to show you. Nice V'd out. That's a nice setup right there for welding. Now if you look here, yeah, we got a little bit of a gap. Ideally, you never want any kind of a gap in there. For something like this, we're going to send it. We'll fill it. Small gap there, what, 1/16 of an inch. That I don't sweat. Over here, now remember this was cut off the Sears Suburban and it was cut off quickly. It was waste, it was scrap. So this was actually cut on an angle and that's all I had for material. So there's a 1/4-inch gap right here. Yeah, even in Captain's world, that is unacceptable. You don't want to fill something like that in with weld. This will get a small piece put in there. We'll fill that hole in, and then this is going to get plated on the outside anyways. So let's keep going. Always blow on your welds because it does nothing. We're done throwing beads. Got our all straightened out. Yeah, it'll be all right. I'm gonna have to grind my welds a little bit, but they're strong and not too ugly. Definitely seen a lot worse, but overall very happy with it. See if I can turn this phone around. It looks square, not all lopsided. I'm gonna twist it up in yard sailing anyways, so. But let's start with something square. Hey folks, we're gonna quit there and get this update thrown out on the tube for y'all, and we'll keep rolling on this baby. So stay tuned. There's a lot more coming. Nasty's gonna be nasty, I told you. Captain out. Y'all have a great new year.